Find a psycho. Well, we already sent Tony away. Do a crazy favor for a Russian business partner. We got a lot of people. Let's see what they want. Alexei Rusek, former business partner. Mr. President, how's it hanging? Because, let me tell you, life kicked me in the shins. I spent 7 months trying to sue a guy named Cuadro Rico. The treacherous piece of shit signed me up for a $10 million adventure and then pretended to be a mentally challenged cretin who doesn't know anything about money or the arrangement and went into St. Car Asylum. I inquired about his current way of living. Early wake-up calls, cardboard food, playing dominoes with schizophrenics, and a roommate who wets the bed. Hardly resembles the glittering casinos and elite brothels this bastard is used to. He is probably missing his former life, bad enough to long for a chat with a man who does not fancy himself Napoleon. Mr. President, have you got somebody among your staff whose mental health could be called into question? Troy? You should send them to Rico and find out where the... hid my money. Oh, and remember to send a lawyer too. They will have to prove your agent is mentally sound after all. I would hate to see them confined next to Cuadro Rico forever. I would owe you, friend. We got Debbie and Troy. Perfect. We're actually completing stuff again. Mr. President, this year Indigenous Peoples Day has been celebrated all over the country instead of Columbus Day. The representatives of various tribes in their native languages congratulated America on returning to its roots, treated guests with traditional snacks, and invited them to dances. Although conservatives weren't happy about it at all. Their press claims this to be the lobbying for interests of leftist radicals. While the Native Americans suffered for years, I guess it's time for conservatives to suffer a bit. Honey, I expressed our support to Clara Holtz, who's been under prosecution for excess of self-defense. I joined the Free Clara campaign and wore a white wristband at the press conference. I could have figured myself that this act of solidarity of mine would be taken in the most wrong of all ways. The sand suggested that you were abusing me, and my wristband was a cry for help. Honey, I'm so sorry, but now they're all starting to join the Free Ellie campaign. I knew it! Gotta trust my instincts more. Underwater noise. Discover the real reason behind the sub-incident that happened 2 years ago. Crush separatists. Not gonna happen. Close Guantanamo. We could get to 70%. You get to sign an executive order. I don't think that's gonna happen. We still have Ben and Andre. So let's what bills? We just have that. Oh, we have a bunch of documents. Oh, this is the one that we're like just never gonna sign, I guess. I guess I'll save these and I'll save this. Maybe I can close Guantanamo. Change the genius's mind. Calm down the physicist for the Prime Minister of India. I need a passport for that. Let's just see what underwater noise is. Buddy, the court gave a final ruling on the USS Connecticut accident off Cuba that happened during our first year in the office. It doesn't seem to have satisfied the families of the lost sailors, and I really feel for them. After all those years of investigation, the judge just goes and parrots the chief of naval operations saying how the reason behind the submarine sinking was crew error. It really got my blood boiling. I mean, sure, the actions of the crew could have been the reason to some extent, but the deed getting blamed for everything? That's way too rich for my blood. Buddy, we're playing the America's Biggest Heroes here. We're playing America's Biggest Heroes here. We simply have no other option but to find the real culprits. We're going to talk to a few people in the know. And yeah, we're going to overstep our bounds. Our connections and your persuasive power will be our key to this dirty secret. So shall we go expose some baddies? Find and punish those responsible for this sinking. Well, Ben's got connections. Wait, Holly won't work with Ben? Nope. Okay. Huh. So I guess we send Ben and Andrej. Let's try. Thanks for joining me on this mission, buddy. I've already talked to the press stating we aren't letting this slide. We're gonna dig deep, and here's the plan. I investigated the matter, and I think I know where we'll be putting shovels in the ground first. Remember Dean May, Monger's kid? Yeah, him again. Right about that time, old man decided to have another go at whipping the little shit into shape and made him join the Navy. Now the fun part goes. Just a week prior to the disaster, Monger pulled some strings, and the kid got reassigned to another unit. Smells like some crap to me. So that got me thinking whether clandestine services might have been involved. Remember how everyone was walking in step and echoing each other in court? My first thought was about the old guard, then about the Chinese, but I think we'll surely find the real culprits if we dig deeper. Steal data from the computer, crack Monger's personal email account. Inquire Monger about his son's reassignment, invite Olkowski to a meeting, and find out about the reason of the USS Connecticut disaster. Let's try that. The guy is really shy, boss. He wouldn't even agree to talk to me on the phone, let alone meet me in person. Gotta say, I thought he was scared to bits. We aren't gonna get him to talk willingly. Shall we try something else? Okay. Let's steal data. Chief, this Olkowski guy is a skilled tech-savvy engineer, and he also adores his twin girls. I was sure I'd find some jingoist Russian movies, or at least a few dashcam videos. But all I got was a non-disclosure agreement. Looks like Olkowski isn't allowed to talk to anyone about the working conditions at the design bureau. There also was a folder with the papers Alex's attorney had spent a lot of time collecting, but didn't submit to the court in the end for one reason or another. Just boring stuff about managerial gas and dire consequences caused by underfunding. Buddy, I never thought we'd end up busting ourselves instead of some scheming national security guys or Russians. I mean, just look at this classified report on the case. According to the accounts of those involved, the real reason for the disaster was your first ever executive order. The money for its implementation didn't grow on some magic tree. It was taken out of the defense budget. Was that the one to go to Mars? Colonize Mars? Yeah, I know shit sounds wild, but it really is so. The budget had to be made front-loaded as hell so the new White House boss could put a feather in his hat. Many government agencies have been operating on a shoestring since. The Design Bureau got severely underfunded, and heavy staffing issues followed. As a result, people were getting worked into the ground, and that caused the Connecticut disaster. We are the baddies. Believe it or not, this is also the reason why it had all been swept under the rug. I asked my old contacts why everyone knew but wouldn't speak out, and my former colleagues would just look away. Only old Dukowski, my first commander, was brave enough to spill the beans. The journalists will rip you to shreds if people find out the truth, he said. And then we'll bust the rat who ran his mouth to the papers and tear him a new one. I say we make the truth public and screw the risks. National heroes being outed as liars would be much worse anyway. Agreed, Tony. People must know the truth about us, however bitter it may be. Tony, it's just the clandestine services trying to cover all their bases. Give that classified report to the media to prove that. Adding the truth will deal a huge blow to our reputation. We've got to shift the blame. I have no idea what to do here. We're gonna lose ratings if we do this. We gotta shift the blame. If you say so, buddy. You know I'm ready to put my immortal soul at stake if America's bright future is in danger. You settled on the scapegoat yet? I'll tell the media office to prepare a statement in advance. Okay. Olkowski. Faced. Forge a record of Monger having talks with the Prime Minister of Cuba and spread it online. Let's throw dirt on him. Mr. President, I published a feature where, using equal portions of facts and verbiage, I proved the Connecticut's problems had started with Alex Olkowski being assigned to lead the project despite having zero experience overseeing major designs like that. Combine that with the guy's dejected countenance at the court hearings and his desire to move to Canada, some do-gooder had made public. And bam, the bomb went off. I even feel for the guy, a little. Half the country wants him lynched now. Impressively done, buddy. Your press office prepared a great statement, and the team supported it with solid proof. A cup of truth, a teaspoon of conspiracy theories, and a pinch of plain old bullshit made a great USS Connecticut disaster scapegoat stew. The aftertaste is a bit shitty, though. Even if that was to be expected with such ingredients, should we really have gone that far just to lose, just so the Lost Sailors' families could feel a bit better? Yes! We got to write a post. You aren't a fish, mind you. Soaking through is not the worst thing that can come of you. A plane's your best choice, no matter the circumstances. This makes no sense. Don't try that without an aqua lung. Eat natural. You aren't a fish, mind you. Soaking through is not the worst thing that can come of you. A plane's your best choice, no matter the circumstances. Don't try that without an aqua lung. Eat natural. Everyone would be better off taking a proper shower nightly. Finally, the truth about Connecticut is out. You're full of shit, President. You forgot what telling the truth even is. At your brother. That's one of my favorite ones so far. Oh, big rating bumps. Families of sailors killed in the sinking of USS Connecticut can have some solace at last. The White House delivered on its promise to find the real culprits. The lost crew are not to blame, much to the relief of their loved ones. Andre's just gonna have to go on vacation. Okay, boss, so I lost my temper again a little bit and punched some half-wit cop who had nothing better to do than pull me over. The asshole is pressing charges and they slapped an ankle tag on me. So you know where to find me if you need me. Wait, is that, is he under house arrest? Amy Pill, Vice President at Mothers Association of America. Mr. President, American children are endangered again. Vape manufacturers invented designer, nostalgically flavored vapes, tasting like soda from a soda machine, mega bubblegum, and homemade milk cookies. Only these tastes aimed for childish adults landed on the kids. They are literally crazy with them. The rating here. I beg you, Mr. President, can we please ban those vapes for the sake of our children's health? Sure. Clarissa Bennett, chairman of the Daughters of the Virgin Mary Society. Mr. President, the citizens of a village in Louisiana claim they are terribly disturbed by goddamn swingers. Those sinners came in from everywhere for some festival, set up their camp, and keep doing orgies all the time. They can go dirty as they please where they live. Why must decent people suffer their moaning and hooting? What our children could think about those broads with their tits out. Shame! Mr. President, please let's ban such festival from the 5-kilometer radius from the nearest locality. Nope. One of your team asked you to get them an attorney. Oh, it's not good. What was this one? Did we read that? Did we read that one? Mr. President, everything I told you about the joint space program was pointless without Manisha. She is a genius scientist and quantum physics specialist. After the Russian fiasco, Manisha flew off the handle. She said we are wasting astronomical sums of money to compete whose telescope is bigger, while our compatriots are starving in poverty. She gave up on Cosmos to do charity, and all of our space missions are falling apart without her. Our Manisha is clever and stubborn, but naive. She also has a weakness for American media and takes everything they say at face value. I ask you to spend one of your talented journalists to make a report on happy and prosperous India. Make sure to add plenty of comments about how proud the Indian space program our average citizens are. Surely this will convince Manisha to go back to science. So maybe Troy or Ben? Well, we don't know what situation Ben's going to be in, so let's... I feel like Ben would be a better choice, but Troy is available, so... God, it's so expensive. Nice! We got 0.4%. Mr. President, on behalf of all American mothers, I thank you for your ban on nostalgically flavored vapes. One of the moms told me that the teenagers in Chick Shock started a flash mob called Give Us Our Childhood Back. They demand the return of their favorite vape flavors. Now! Now! They can demand or decide something after they turn 18 and have their votes. Until then, mommy knows what's best for them. The other one hasn't been decided yet. Let's read house arrest. Ben says, it sure is a drag being stuck inside. I was halfway into the 10th season of Girlfriends before I even looked up. Not that I have much choice. I'm about to stand trial for assaulting a cop. I'm sure a good attorney wouldn't have any problems proving John Law hurt my feelings. And I was exercising my rights and busting his head open. You got legal geniuses like that, don't you? Oh, I'll have to send Debbie to do that. Vacation time. Maybe I don't care about. I'm trying to remember which one, like what percentage I needed for these. I think Amira was really high, wasn't it? It's like 90% or something. Now, we're almost at 70% approval rating. I could use this to get to 70%. Maybe later on. Approval should go up because of our administration by 5%. Okay, so let's send them on vacation. I can't send them on vacation, right? Be able to do that. I don't have enough money to proceed. I think I'm just not gonna pay them again. Neighbor, it's a great shame you couldn't quell the separatist mood in Chihuahua. Now I'm going to have to disperse hundreds of thousands of rallies held by residents who want to become U.S. citizens. Just don't take it personally when I blame foreign intervention, specifically American intervention, for such rallies. You have to understand that if you guys didn't have it so good, none of this would be happening. Okay. 68. Not doing so well on cash. October 2023. A month in Hawaii. What a great time I had, mister. I even added a few rare artifacts to my collection. Don't worry, I'll take them back later. Promise. Mr. President, I've got a whole batch of passports. Now I can work all around the world. Amira's gone. Sorry, if you ever get my money again, I'll be able to do some work for you. But unless you can pay me, I can't help you. Sasha's gone. It was a pleasure being on your team, sir, but I only work for money. Let me know when you have some. Can I rehire them? Oh, just got 2 mil. Alexei Rusak. Mr. President, you either hired a professional actor or Debbie and Troy really is unhinged. They looked more psycho than the actual psychos. Anyway, Cuadro Rico suspected nothing and blabbered. He had fleeced the dumb Russian of all his money and buried it under the large oak tree. Oak 3 kilometers south of Helena. I fear he lost his sleep when his new confidant got discharged several days later. The doctors had mixed up the papers and hospitalized the wrong patient. We have already dug up the money and credited your account with the usual fee. Let Cuadro stay in the asylum for now. If he suffers enough, he may go bonkers for real. And I won't even have to dirty my hands. Beautiful. 9 months left. The mystery of the purchase of the 2 largest online news platforms in America has finally been solved. Their new owner is none other than Archie Wister, furious opponent of the president and political wildcard. Does this spell more trouble for the White House? Or will we still stop short of a second impeachment? Pardon me. Blair Woodson says, Alan Rickles, the mayor of Arkville and the most beloved internet personality in America, has not been seen in public for over a month. Rumor has it he's working on a massive project involving the launch of a presidential campaign. There's nothing surprising about that. Rickles is one of the most celebrated figures in American politics. Hello, everyone. I'm now the owner of the social political channel This Is America and the news platform Under the News. Sign up to get the most honest news and the deepest analysis in the United States. Archie Wister. Sir, they say that a woman on a ship is always in trouble. I learned that from my uncle Steve. He's a veteran sailor. He says the reason is they whine too much, just like Debbie does. Keep the music down, the windows open. There's no smoking in the car. You know the song. Anyway, I'm getting pretty stressed out by all this, especially while I'm trying to relax. Next time, let Debbie stay at home and do her nails, and leave the work to regular guys. In other words, I'm sick of dealing with her. Don't send me on any more missions with her. Boss, my second grandmother died. We were very close. I'll be mourning her all month. Don't expect me at work. This guy is, he's like mourning every month. I'm not laughing at the death. I'm just laughing that it seems like his entire family is dying every week. Hey, seen that smear that's been all over the social media today? Here, look. The president is not simply rocking the boat of America's great democracy. He's dancing some kind of twitchy jig on its deck, like a drunk harlot in a dockside tavern. And we all know a woman on board is bad luck. Yep, and that's the least offensive part. The author is one Charlie Tofik. The worst part is the chauvinistic raving is getting 20 million views daily. Looks like Weister's info hitmen are picking up steam. I'm telling you, these write-ups are going to bite us in the ass when we launch the campaign for the 28th Amendment. I found the source of the money Weister uses to pay the media off. Ironically, it is the same one that paid for your own presidential campaign. Yes, prison sweatshops. But I thought Weister doesn't have access to government contracts anymore, so he's co-owning a prison company. But he learned, what? He learned to make license plates while doing time and then converted his experience into the nation's foremost dog tag stamping business? He's co-owning a prison company? Co-owning? Ha! That would never get him enough money to buy out a major media holding. Weister became a consultant at Carpe Diem. You know, only the biggest military equipment producer in the US. Weister helps them reorganize prison workshops, following your example. Turn them into concentration camps, that is. Ah, so now we're fighting against him! Well, we could simply expose their prisoner rights violations and call it a day. That's exactly what Weister did when trying to impeach you. Should I remind you how much success he had with that? Alright, honey, here's the plan. We're gonna put a lid on Weister and his backers. We now have enough clout to wrap his knuckles and make Carpe Diem suffer too. We'll make them really feel it the way they never have before. I don't know how exactly, but we've got some time to decide on that. As part of our plan to get approval rating too. Choice Sweepstakes. Alrighty, I'm a gambling man and it wouldn't miss an opportunity to make money. Soon the states will start voting on the amendment referendums, so I'll propose a wager. Me and you will call the numbers, and you'll win if your prediction is closer to the number of states that support the amendment. Remember, you need 38 states to win, and we have 50 states in total, at least for now. So how many states do you think will support the amendment? 42. Reasonable prediction, my friend. Just get a 92% approval rating across the country, and that's just how many states would be ours. That's the same number I would have given myself if I picked first. But to make it more interesting, I'll bet on 45 states, and trust that you'll be loved by practically all of America in the remaining months. And now, no less important question, how much money are you willing to bet? Keep in mind, we'll put it in the prize fund, and you won't see it until after the vote. Although, you'll probably never see it. There's no way I'm losing to you. 500,000? Ah! Well, good luck, buddy. It did not really necessarily occur to me that I was going to give up the money now. Good luck, buddy. We'll soon find out which one of us is the shrewdest. That was dumb. In memory of Johnson. Oh. Honey, it's like I was afraid of. Wister slander and hatred media blitz was just a preview. They're up to something really massive. The channel This Is America are running the recording they made of My Dear Mr. P for the whole month. At the same time, under the news, just announced Ray Johnson Memorial Week. They keep quoting his memoirs, even calling him the most unappreciated genius of the century. Whatever relationships you two had, I certainly don't want it to be a public discussion. What should we do? Let's just feed them an info piece about his painkiller addiction and his father's schizophrenia. Let's join in celebrating Johnson Memory Week. Wister won't see that coming. Yeah. Honey, we pushed the statement that Johnson's death is an irreparable loss for America, and his musicals are already taking their place in history. There are still a lot of open questions, but wild speculation about your relationship matured into academic theory and fantasy fiction. Our official statement seems to have put an end to the controversy. I feel like we're out of the woods. Yeah! What? I still took a ratings hit? The White House paid homage to the writer Ray Johnson together with the rest of America. It was only expected that they take this step, at a time when his musicals are what everyone is talking about. Needless to say, many remain who still keep concocting implausible theories about a secret connection between Johnson and the president. I thought that was going to be good. It sounded good. I guess not. My dear president, I snapped today and called Harrison to ask what Rickles has been up to. I can't remember the last time I saw the guy. Get this, he doesn't know. Alan's a big boy and I'm not his nanny. You understand why I'm so wound up, right? Rickles has to get the nomination at the next election, so you can enjoy your immunity as the former president. It's time we take action. I'm okay being his nanny. I'll be his damn wet nurse if it comes to that. We need Alan to stay in good shape for as long as we need him. Penchant for education, Arkville's loss. Scare orphans, infiltrate a prison, vindicate the elections. What is vindicate the elections? When your ratings are high enough, you can deal a crushing blow to the media outlets to criticize you. Okay. We have to get Ben out of house arrest. Hold on. We gotta make choices here.